Hey everyone, so we should have left off right here on the collections page. And now what we're going to go ahead and do is get the actual backend settings set up. So you can always head over to the home as well, just to make sure that we're at the home page in Shopify. And then we're going to click down here in the bottom left in settings here. Now at the very beginning, so you do see my store name here. Obviously, this is not your store name. We're going to get into other things once we actually set up your domains. You can always change the store name to be whatever you'd like. This will not be seen though by anyone because we're going to go ahead and get your domain set up. So you can go ahead and name your store. Make sure that you have your phone and your email in there as well, and your billing information. Just make sure that everything looks good and that it's all set up. And then just make sure that everything matches up in terms of all this information down here. Everything matches in terms of your time zone, currency, all of those pieces. Now, what we're going to want to head to next is clicking on users and permissions. Now, you don't obviously have to add anyone on. If you have any employees, you can always go ahead and add them in here in the add staff just by simply adding in their first name, last name, and their email that they will get access to. And then you can go ahead and select what they will get access to in here. And then if you do have any apps, you can also allow them to be able to manage and install the apps. Or if you would like to just give access to certain apps, you can do that here as well. So if you'd like to go ahead and add someone on, you can go ahead and do that real quick, and that'll send them over an email to be able to have access to your store as well. Now, the next piece is we're going to head over to payments right here on the left-hand side. And what you're going to want to go ahead and do is activate Shopify payments. It's very important that we have these set up because these are going to allow for credit cards. This is how a vast majority of people do buy through Shopify, is through the Shopify payments. So make sure to go ahead and get everything set up. You're going to have to enter in some business information to get those set up. But make sure to go through that process first. So you can pause the video real quick, get everything there set up. And then once you do have that set up, then we'll head over to PayPal. If you can get this set up, I would highly, highly recommend it. There's also a pretty good majority of people that buy through PayPal. So make sure to go ahead and get that set up as well. And so I would recommend to just go ahead and pause the video real quick, get those two pieces set up, and then we'll move on to the next piece. So once you do have those set up, we're going to head over to checkout. Now, once you're on your checkout here, we do want to make sure that where it says select contact method customers use to check out, that we do select email. The reason that we do this is because if they enter in their phone number to check out, the book funnel link that they get sent won't get sent to their phone number. So we want to make sure that they use their email when they are checking out, because if they enter in their phone number and then they don't get the book, it can cause a lot of confusion. So we always just want to make sure that they can only check out using their email. And then we can also go ahead and deselect the shop. And then we can go ahead and scroll down to marketing options. I would highly recommend to pre-select this. This is going to pre-select the opt-in to be able to sign up for marketing. I would highly recommend also look and make sure that it is compliant wherever your location is though. So make sure to go to Google that and make sure you can pre-select that. But you can get a lot more email signups if you do pre-select that option there. And then once you do have that selected, you can go ahead and scroll back up and we're going to head down to domains. So I would recommend to just go ahead and buy a new domain. You can also buy a new subdomain as well, and make sure to go ahead and connect it with your Shopify store. There's a lot of different ways that you can connect existing domains. Most do have are connected through a third party. You can go ahead and connect pretty seamlessly, but there's so many that I can't go through all of them. I would highly recommend to just buy a new one as well. You could do author and then your pen name, or you could do your pen name and then books. Those two I've seen work very well, but that is completely up to you. They're relatively inexpensive, about $12 to $15 a year. So I recommend to just buy a new one for this. Now, what we'll want to go ahead and do is head down on the far left-hand side to policies. Now, what you can go ahead and do is once we're in policies, we're going to scroll down to written refund, return or refund policy. Obviously, you can go ahead and create this policy however you would like in terms of refunds, however you would like to deal with those. I would also make sure to look at wherever your location is to see if there's any specific rules around refunds as well. But you can go ahead and click on create from template down here at the bottom, and that'll go ahead and create a great template for you. And then you can go ahead and look at if you would like to provide refunds for ebooks. Some authors do choose not to, just because they are ebooks. It's a digital product, and so they'll always have access to it. And so make sure to go ahead and add in your refund policy, as well to go ahead and add in your privacy policy. You do have this template here that you can use. So go ahead and make sure to go through that. Just make sure that all of the information looks correct. Obviously, I'm not a lawyer, so I can't unfortunately advise on this. I do know that the template does essentially, they try to cover essentially all the bases. So I try to use that and then just to fill in the correct information. And then as we're scrolling down, we also have the terms of service. Recommend to click on, go ahead and create that out as well. You can also create the template with that. Then make sure, again, just like the privacy policy, we have all of the information switched out so that it is your information as well. And then as we're scrolling down, you can also add in a shipping policy. So if you have a specific shipping time that you are going to be shipping your paperbacks out by, or if you're connected to some third-party apps like BookVault, you can go ahead and add in those shipping policies as well of how long it will take. And then you can also add in your contact information in here as well. This is also, you can just go ahead and create it with the template. It makes it pretty easy there as well. And then once you have that, you can go ahead and hit save. Now, in the next video, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be jumping into actually how to create your homepage. We're going to be walking through creating everything. I'm going to be walking through it all with you. So we're going to go ahead and get into that. So I'll see you in that video.